Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our webinar from the Brzezinski Institute. The Brzezinski Institute for Global Virtual Learning collaborates with institutions of higher education around the world to explore the similarities and differences in their missions and practices, to understand the challenges that they face, and to create solutions in light of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. My name is Yunus Mirza. I'm the director of the Brzezinski Institute. And we're very excited to talk about COIL, Collaborative Online International Learning. This is when two professors in two different universities around the world collaborate with one another and have their students work on collaborative projects. We have two wonderful professors here today, Dr. Fadi and Dr. Ahmed. They will speak on a virtual exchange project on hybrid phishing, email detection, integrating machine learning, and explainable AI. So please. Dr. Fadi and Dr. Ahmed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yunus, for the introduction. Thanks again for organizing this webinar. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening from Palestine. So first of all, let me introduce myself to you, and my colleague, my friend, Dr. Fadi, will also introduce himself to you. So yeah, my name is Ahmed from Palestine. I got my PhD in machine learning from Paris University. Currently, I'm the Dean of AI and Data Science faculty at Arab American University. Yeah, I'm teaching courses related to AI, machine learning, deep learning, explainable AI, and Python programming and other relevant courses, of course, for the undergraduate students and postgraduate students. Yeah, so currently, or I would say my research interests are focused on developing, using AI, machine learning, deep learning algorithms in various applications, and in particular for the medicine one and cybersecurity one. So this is a brief introduction about myself, and I let my friend Dr. Fadi to introduce himself, please.
Hello, everyone. This is Fadi Abu Amara. Currently, I work as Associate Professor of Cybersecurity and Computer Science at Shenandoah University. I teach undergraduate courses. I teach graduate courses in cybersecurity and computer science. My research interests including blockchain, artificial intelligence, and using gamification to spread cybersecurity awareness. So again, welcome everyone to our webinar.
Thank you, Dr. Fadi. So yeah, as Yunus already stated, that this presentation will highlight how virtual exchange project linked students from Shenandoah University in the United States with the students from the Arab American University in Palestine, and where the ultimate goal of this project was to develop an AI-based phishing detection system, and of course, using different machine learning algorithms. So the project has also, I would say, has fostered and promote, I would say, intercultural learning and collaboration among the students, or I would say among the participants in this project. So yeah, today, once again, I'm happy to talk about this project, which is the COIL-1, stand for, of course, Collaborative Online International Learning. So let me start the presentation. So as an outline for this presentation, I will start by explaining the COIL project or the COIL model and how it was implemented in this project. Then we will move on to describe, I would say, how the students collaborated, of course, across borders and worked together on developing this system or a hybrid phishing detection system using various machine learning algorithms and explainable AI. And finally, my colleague will wrap up with the key result of this project and the impact of this experience and how, or I would say the lessons we learned throughout this project. So yeah, so first let me explain to you what the COIL models means, and try to explain its main goal. So as I mentioned earlier, that the COIL stands for Collaborative Online International Learning. And it is a virtual exchange model where the students and the faculty members from different countries can collaborate online as a part of their coursework. And it allows international learning without physical travel, of course, using digital tools such as Zoom, Google Documents, online discussion, and this is what we have already made in this project. So again, the main purposes of designing this model, as I understood, is to first connect classrooms across borders and thus promoting global learning and cultural exchange. And it also encourages an intercultural dialogue and team-based collaboration. And again, or finally, COIL's aim to make international education accessible to all students. So let me just in brief explain how COIL works in practice, just to give our experience for the others. So first, the faculty members from 2 or more universities co-design a joint learning activity, or I will say a project. And this is what we have done in collaboration with Dr. Fadi from Shenandoah University. So we first met via Zoom and then discussed the common ideas from both sides. And then we have managed to formulate a joint project between the 2 universities. So, and thus, we have selected some appropriate students from both universities. And in this project, we have managed to select the 2 AI master students from Arab American University and 5 cybersecurity undergraduate students from Shenandoah University. And once again, the selection was based on the research project or the project idea itself. And then we have tried to help the students to communicate with each other, of course, using synchronous tools like Zoom meetings and asynchronous tools like Google Document and other things, and even using WhatsApp as an enabler. So the project typically has taken or takes usually or typically a few weeks to a full semester. So this is a brief introduction about COIL project. So one important point is that the COIL project fosters cultural understanding and teamwork while solving real problems through technology. So in this model, students do not just exchange information, but they can learn how to collaborate across cultures, and they experience different communication styles, as I mentioned earlier. So for example, in our project, the AI master students from Palestine and the cybersecurity students from the United States work together online to design a phishing email detection system. And I would say they had to overcome, of course, the time zone differences. So maybe you know that there's a 7 hours time different in time. And even they had to overcome the language barriers, I would say, and the academic background differences. So through this experience, students improved their technical skills in machine learning and AI, and also learned how to work effectively and professionally with people from different cultures and fields. So this combination of a global teamwork and real-world technical application is what makes COIL such a transformative learning experience. So, just in brief, in this project, we have managed to connect the two universities with each other, as I mentioned, the Shenandoah University in USA and the Arab American University in Palestine. And the collaboration between the students has been done in a 16-week COIL collaboration. And one important point is to mention is that this project was fully integrated into their real courses, so that the cybersecurity students at Shenandoah University were enrolled in ethical hacking undergraduate course. And you can see here the course number, and the AI master students were enrolled in a machine learning course, which is a master one. And again, you can see the course number here. So this structures made the collaboration, I would say, both practical and academic. So the AI master students focused on algorithms and data modeling, while the cybersecurity students from Shenandoah contributed knowledge about phishing and network defense. So together, they have managed, or they built a hybrid phishing detection system that combined both expertise areas. So, but beyond the technical work, of course, this experience was also cultural. So students learned from students learned to collaborate across a 7-hour time difference, as I mentioned. Different communication style have been used, and academic traditions again. So they built, I would say, friendship, exchanged ideas, and developed a deeper understanding of global teamwork. So for the participating students in this project, again, they represent two programs and two institutions. And two master students from the Arab American University, their names Tariq Zidan and Muad Sawafta. And the two students right now are at the end of their master thesis. And we have also 5 undergraduate students from the cybersecurity department from Shenandoah University. And their name is Seth, Charles, Ethan, Jacob, and Quentin. So in this project, the AI master students once again focused on the AI perspective or part, and the cybersecurity students they have focused on a threat analysis, data set preparation, and cybersecurity issues, I would say. So this pairing of graduate AI expertise with undergraduate cybersecurity practice has enabled a balanced interdisciplinary workflow in this project. So regarding the project itself, the team worked together and under our supervision, of course, my supervision and Dr. Fadi's supervision, they have managed to develop, again, a hybrid phishing detection system that not only classified emails using, of course, various or different machine learning algorithms, but also explained why an email was flagged or detected as a phishing email, and of course, using explainable AI techniques. So to detect whether an email is phishing or legitimate, we have explored 3 machine learning algorithms. The first one is logistic regression, and the second one is a decision tree, and the third one is the random forest. So first we started with logistic regression, which is, let me just give you a brief description about each model here. Logistic regression is a simple statistical model that predict the probability of two possible outcomes, I would say. So just to simplify things, in our case, whether an email is phishing or safe. And the main benefits of these algorithms is that this algorithm is simple, interpretable, and efficient for linearly separable data. So if we can see that the data is linearly separable, then this algorithm should work well. So, however, the model does not handle complex or nonlinear patterns very well. Regarding the decision tree, we have also investigated this model, where this model is a tree-based model and splits the data based on features values to make prediction through decision rules, I would say. And the model, again, is easy to visualize and interpret, and it can handle both numerical and categorical data. But one limitation or one drawback of this model is that it can overfit. So meaning that it might learn the training data too well and perform, I would say, poorly on the unseen cases, what is called the testing data or the test data. So therefore, the model is sensitive to small changes in the data. Finally, we used the random forest algorithm, which is also a tree-based model, right? And the random forest models averages, I would say, or before that, the random forest model is ensemble, or it combines many decision trees to get better result. So instead of relying on a single tree, like what is decision tree do, the random forest model averages or votes on the result from multiple trees, and to make, I would say, a more accurate prediction and a classification result. So this makes the random forest gives much better result or more accurate result, and it is robust against overfitting and capable of handle, I would say, large data set. So, however, this model, I mean, the random forest one is less interpretable and computationally is heavier than decision tree because, as I mentioned, it generated many trees compared to the decision tree one. So by using these models together, we could compare their strengths, weaknesses, balancing accuracy, interpretability, and efficiency in detecting phishing emails. In a later step, a customized ChatGPT model was integrated to provide, I would say, clear and human-readable explanation for each phishing email classification. So in other words, when the intelligence system or the AI system detects a phishing email, then the system should automatically send the result to a ChatGPT model explaining why this email was detected as a phishing email. So in my last slide, then we will move with Dr. Fadi. Here you can see the proposed model or the workflow of the proposed model as you see here. So we start by collecting the data set from COIL, which is a well-known online platform that provide open access, I would say, data set for data science and machine learning project. Then our students have performed data cleaning to remove duplicate, irrelevant, or incomplete record from the data. And this step is followed, as you see on the diagram, by a data pre-processing step, which include tokenization, in which we tokenize or convert the email into Word, and followed by stop word removal to reduce the dimensionality of the data, and other pre-processing steps. I'm not going to mention all of them. So after the data becomes cleaned and pre-processed, then the data should be ready to be fed or to be fed into a machine learning model for training, to perform the training process, I would say. So before training the three machine learning algorithms I already mentioned, we have splitted or divided the data set into two different parts. The first subset is the training subset, 70% of the data, and the rest of the data, 30% for testing each model. So we have used the 70% of the data to train the various machine learning methods, as I say, in which these models can learn and extract patterns or features or patterns of features, I would say, during the learning process from the data, and thus use them to build the model. And after the training or after performing the training process, we have tested and evaluated the three models using the unseen cases, what we call the test data. So finally, whenever the AI model, as you see on the last step on the diagram here, whenever the AI model detects a phishing email, the system or the AI system send the result to the ChatGPT model to provide explanation about the result. So finally, as you see on the table below, here we have the obtained classification result for the three machine learning algorithms. So one can see that, the decision tree classifier obtained the best one, 89.887 for the training and the testing data set, indicating that there is no overfitting in the model. And the second one was the logistic regression, in which we obtained 98.3 for the training, 97.2 for the testing. And a comparable one is a random forest classifier, 98.8 and 96.7 for the test data. So overall, I would say that the three models perform well, proving that the pre-processing and feature engineering steps were effective. I let my colleague right now to complete the rest of the slides. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ahmed, for presenting the first part of the presentation. Now I'll just explain briefly each point. For the first point, the 7 students held weekly synchronous sessions, each session about like 30 minutes, to just review their progress, to address any challenges they faced, and also to set goals for the next week. Then they agreed to have a shared Google Docs so they can track their progress, share any updates they have, any challenges they face. It also helped them like to collaborate asynchronously on the code, on writing the report. They also agreed on using WhatsApp for their coordination so they can have quick communication, informal communication between them. They also used it to agree on the task scheduling, to remind each other, to get support from the team, to just familiarize with the other team members. Now, if I go to the graduate students' contribution, the 2 students from the AI track, as my colleague Ahmed explained, they developed and tested the machine learning models, the 3 machine learning algorithms. They mainly performed also data pre-processing and email feature extraction. On the other side, my 5 undergraduate students, their contributions, they were like they gathered the emails, then they labeled them into phishing or legitimate. They also identified the key security features to be used to identify that email as phishing or legitimate. Like, for example, if we have mismatched sender domain, the email itself contains an urgent language. They also interpreted the explainable AI output. Now, for us, the 2 supervisors, what we did, first, we planned this 6-week project. We guided students on writing the technical report. We tried as much as we can to ensure fair task distribution. We supported their cross-cultural collaboration. Also, we encouraged the students to have weekly meetings, to use different tools for their communication, especially they have this 7-hour time difference. Finally, we provided them with our feedback on their report and in their code. Now, since we have 7-hour time difference, the team agreed to meet synchronously every week on Friday. This means it will be morning time for our students and it will be evening time for the AAU students. Also, they used asynchronous tools. For example, they used Google Docs, WhatsApp for messaging, shared drive, so they make sure they have steady progress on their project. Also, they agreed to record some meetings and share summary. In case of a students miss that meeting, they can watch the meeting later. And Zoom has this feature, which is AI summary. It summarizes the whole meeting, so students later can either watch or just read the summary of that meeting just to keep updated on the task progress and the agreed next steps. So for the lessons learned, we, the whole team, teachers and the students, learned that working across borders require carefully planning, starting from the teachers. We need to have a clear communication. Why? Especially there is a difference in the language. So sometimes if students speak slang or fast language, we have miscommunication in the other team. Also, we need to make sure that students can adapt to this 7-hour time difference. Now, students explored and compared different communication styles. The Palestine-based students use a more high context and implicit style. Why? Because they are more expert in the artificial intelligence and machine learning and, of course, programming. On the other side, the undergraduate US-based students used more direct and explicit style. Now, a cultural value survey was completed and discussed during a joint session. The main goal of this survey to just deepen the understanding of these students with their expectations so they understand exactly what we expect from them. Also, to understand the best practices during this virtual collaboration and also to agree on the teamwork preferences. Now, through weekly meetings and collaborative writing, students expanded cross-cultural awareness. So by the end of this project, students improved their English proficiency. Also, both teams developed greater patience and also they have better respect for diverse cultures. Okay, now we speak about learning beyond borders. So as you see, one of the outcomes of this project that students improved their ability to conduct literature review, especially the undergraduate students. This is the first time for them to do literature review. Both also improved their ability and the skill to analyze data, to interpret the model output, and also improve their academic writing. Now, also both strengthened teamwork and leadership. Now, by rotating roles, which mean like every meeting, a student chair that meeting. They also learned how to manage the agenda of every meeting. Also, they produce action items by the end of each meeting to agree on deadlines for each action item to be completed. So this helped the students to improve soft skills. Like, for example, they improved organization, task delegation, and decision making. Also, we speak about increased confidence in virtual collaboration tools and project management. Students also improve their technical skills of using Zoom, especially some features inside Zoom like AI summary, Google Docs, WhatsApp, and also they used GitHub to coordinate tasks, track progress, and collaborate across different time zones. You know, GitHub is a website that is used to store your code so you can revise and track progress on the code. Even you have different versions of the code. So for example, if the updated version of the code doesn't work, you can easily just revert back to the previous code version. And also it can be used to keep all project files organized in one shared online space. They also developed awareness of AI ethics and explainable AI principles. As we know, AI contain bias. So students learned how to act in this case. Also, transparency is important. We speak here about the tool classify email into phishing or legitimate. We need to provide transparency and explain why this email is classified as phishing. Also, the explainable AI help the users understand the reason behind that classification of that email. So next time they have better understanding of why the email is classified. Now, actually, we did a lot of achievements from this 6-week project. First, in May 2025, I presented our research work at 2025 Miami Beach International Academic Conference. Thanks, Eunice, for financial support for this conference presentation. We also published our work in an international journal, and currently we are preparing a book chapter to be published with Springer next year in March. So these 3 results from a 6-week project reflect a great collaboration and great achievement. Also, students, like one student from each team, have this achievement. They have conference paper and published journal paper. Also, improved intercultural competence and remote teamwork capabilities. So by the end of this project, students improved their collaboration skills, considering we have different cultural backgrounds and time zones. They also learned how they can adapt their communication styles, how they can coordinate the tasks asynchronously, how they can work effectively in a global virtual team. This prepared them to join a company that has different branches across different countries. Now, students described their experience as a bridge between 2 worlds, technically and culturally. So this project connected the students through shared technical work, both collaborated in producing email phishing detection tool. They have also cultural exchange. It was virtual. They didn't manage to meet in person. Also, it helped them to see how people in different places can approach the issue, utilize AI and cybersecurity to resolve that issue. Now, for the lessons learned from this experience, first, you have to recognize that sometimes you have 7 hours in our case, or sometimes between like US and other countries, the time difference could be 12 hours. So it will be like now 9 a.m. In another country, it's now 9 p.m. So there was little overlap every day between students to work synchronously on this project. Most of the work happened asynchronously, but each team managed it synchronously within their country. So they utilized Google Docs, recorded Zoom sessions, continuous WhatsApp updates to help everyone just to stay on track, even if they miss a meeting. We speak also about language differences. How students overcome this one? They created like a small glossary, small dictionary of the terms, especially the technical terms or the slang terms. They agreed as much as they can to avoid using slang language, to avoid being very fast during their meeting, to use also simple words and terms so both can understand. So we need to make sure that the conversation is clear. Why? Because if we have a misunderstanding, then some of the team members don't end up finishing that task because they have misunderstanding or miscommunication, which even can happen for us as teachers with the students. We speak also about 2 courses, undergraduate course and graduate course. We have different grading systems between the 2 institutions. So each professor has his own expectation. So we created a shared criteria so we can grade students' work in this project to make sure we have fair grading, to make sure it is consistent grading between the 2 institutions. Finally, we speak about varying levels of engagement. The tasks were divided based on each team experience. The machine learning, data pre-processing, mainly handled by the graduate students. On the other side, email gathering, feature extraction, email classification, explainable AI using customized ChatGPT was handled by the undergraduate students. So both teams can now move forward after they know the expectations from each team. Okay, so we speak now about moving forward with this COIL experience and AI. COIL, we can say COIL is effective method to bring the two students from AI and cybersecurity together so they can find a problem faced by local organizations, by users, and resolve it. The problem we worked on here was email phishing detection. So if a user suspicious about this email, is it legitimate email phishing? Our tool can provide classification, then explain why this email classified as phishing. So the user can learn next time if I see a similar email, okay, this is mostly a phishing email. Also, the early cultural awareness exercises and meetings we did with the students helped both teams work together so they have smooth and steady progress on their project. We also speak about expand collaboration to include industry mentors and AI ethics modules. We recommend any future team to involve professionals to add also ethics-focused activities so students can have better understanding of the real-world challenge they try to address, and also they have better responsible use of AI. Finally, we speak about prepare globally competent and culturally aware professionals. So by the end of this project, students improve soft and technical skills. They have better now cultural understanding, so they can work at any international company. They can, now any company has different branches, so they can work with a diverse team of different backgrounds, even including time differences. So our students, the 7 students from both universities, now are better prepared to join an international company. So that's it from my side. These are the 2 team leaders. To the left, you will find Seth. Seth was the team leader for the undergraduate students. To the right, you will find Tariq was the team leader for the graduate students. So each student recorded about 1 minute about their experience.
Hi, my name is Seth Greiner. I'm a graduate from Shenandoah University. My undergrad degree is in information technology, and I'm currently working on getting my master's degree in business administration. I really enjoyed this collaborative online international learning experience. We did a project focused on detecting phishing emails and connecting AI algorithms with large language models to basically have the algorithm detect the phishing email and the language model give feedback to the user. Having to work on scheduling meetings across 2 different time zones was a really interesting experience, and I think it worked out really well. We communicated over WhatsApp with texting, and then we would meet either through a phone call or on Zoom. And even with the time zone differences and the differences in our experience, our team was all undergrad, and they were 2 amazing graduate students that had a lot more experience than us. The project went really well, and we even got our paper published at the end of it. So we had great outcomes from it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tariq Zidan. I am a software engineer and a master's student of AI. I had the opportunity to participate in COIL program, where our team worked on a joint research project about phishing email detection using machine learning and applied cybersecurity. What made the experience special was the virtual collaboration itself. Working with students and professors from different countries, sharing ideas and learning how to coordinate with different time zones and different cultures. It showed how global teamwork can produce something meaningful, even without meeting in person. In the end, our work was published as a scientific paper, which we are very proud of. This made the whole journey both rewarding and inspiring. Thank you.
Okay, so both of us, me and Ahmed, we thank everyone for your time, for your listening. And now we leave the floor for you if you have any questions for us.
Okay, wonderful. Wow, that was amazing presentation. Thanks so much to Dr. Fadi, Dr. Ahmed. I loved how you talked about how you structured the COIL, how it evolved, how you ended up presenting, publishing on it, and those student testimonials were excellent in hearing the student impact. So maybe I can turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Alina, Turno from the Office of Global Engagement and also our COIL academic coordinator. She can facilitate a discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation. Even though I'm a music historian, I love all of the engineering and cybersecurity stuff because I'm married to an engineer. So thank you for that. I have a couple questions, but I'll open the floor to the other folks listening to see if anyone had any other questions for Fadi and Ahmed.
I have a question. I was curious, how did you choose these students to participate?
Okay, I can speak from my side. In my course, Ethical Hacking, I had a project and I divided students into like teams. So I had at that time 4 different teams. I told them I need one team to work internationally with another team.
Okay,
The Middle East, and who is interested? So that team was interested.
okay.
Yeah, from my side, we have followed the same process. I shared the idea with my master's students, the AI one, because we need the specialist students in AI. So as I mentioned in my presentation, we have a master program in AI, and even we have a PhD program in AI. So I have already shared the idea with the students, and 2 of them were interested to join this project. And as my friend Fadi said, we made a success story in this project.
Great, great. I love that the students who participated really wanted to be involved and participate. One more thing, a comment I just want to make. I really love the fact that you had the students be the team leader as well as lead the meetings and then make their own action plans. So I find that is a real significant strength of really putting the ownership on the students. So I loved that you did that as in this project.
I am a retired IT professional, and I retired in 2008. So it is amazing how technology has progressed, especially with AI. And I really appreciate all the hard work Fadi and Dr. Ahmed Mohammed have done. And thank you so much, Yunus, for including me.
I actually had a question about the journal that you published in when we do COIL information sessions and things for faculty and try to get them interested in COIL. We do tell them like, look, you can add to your CV with COIL. And I mean, I think as we all know, as academics, you know, finding a perfect home for that article you want to publish is key. So I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about this journal. Like, do they typically publish pedagogical studies, or you know, like what's sort of the general profile of this journal that you published your COIL article in?
Yeah, as long as I remember, we have discussed the selection of the journal with the students in the meetings and even via emails. And one of our students, I think, has suggested this journal. It is specialist in AI. And we have found the journal is, as I remember, it is indexed by Scopus. So it is a good journal. Why not? So we have found that the journal is appropriate for our research topic. And as Fadi remembered, that we have submitted the journal, and it takes, as I remember, 5 to 6 months for review. And they have given us the feedback and the comment, and we have met with the students to implement all the changes required. So it's like this.
Yeah, it's actually at the end, it wasn't a very long review process, because some journals can take 2 years review to publication. Yeah, but until this point, still you cannot find this one in Google Scholar. It's not indexed yet. It was accepted for publication and it was published, but I think next month it will be available if you Google it.
And were any of the students listed as co-authors, or was it just you two?
Yeah, actually, we offered all students who want to prepare the manuscript for us so we can publish it. Only 2 students, only I think 3 students were.
Three students,
yeah, 1 from our side, Seth, and 2 from Ahmed's side. So we ended up having 3 students out of 7. to be interested, and the paper was published. And for the conference paper, it was only one student, Tarek.
Sosin asked in the chat, which, hi Sosin. Is it like, that was kind of the question I had. Is it a scientific journal with scientific research, or is it more like pedagogy oriented, like the other articles in the journal? Like, what do they typically publish?
Hello, everyone.
It focused on the scientific
Thank you
side.
for your presentation, and thank you for the COIL work that you're doing. But yeah, I was wondering if the journal was one that was focused on COIL research, or was it a more scientific-based journal, one that focused on probably computer technology? So I wanted to see if it was this or that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Susan, for the question. Yeah, actually, this journal was scientific-based journal, but now for the book chapter we are preparing now, it will be mainly about the virtual exchange. And the whole book even will be about a virtual exchange. So we tried to have like diverse book chapter focused mainly on virtual COIL, scientific-based journal paper, and conference paper.
This is very inspirational, to be honest. So thank you for sharing your experiences with us.
You're welcome.
All right, great. I think we've hit time, and I want to thank once again, maybe we get a round of applause to Dr. Fadi, Dr. Ahmed, really amazing presentation and about how you developed the COIL, structured it, and how you're sharing your outcomes in different book chapter, scientific journal, as well as this webinar. We look forward to being in touch, and thanks so much. Take care.
Thanks everyone for your attendance.